Significant change coming for family caregivers in Quebec. Do you take care of a family member or loved one? Now, as of this year, the provincial government says family members who provide care at home for a loved one with a serious loss of autonomy will now be eligible for financial compensation. Under the new Mieux Chez Soi home support plan, the provincial government says some close family members who care for loved ones at home will now be eligible for an hourly rate of around $21 for defined care tasks. It's the first in the province's new approach to unpaid care. Let's head over to Matt Del Vecchio, is the owner of Premier Home Care, and of course the host of CJAD 800's Life Unrehearsed. Matt, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Elias.
What's the state of home care in Quebec?
Well, the announcement is timely because, based on the fact 1 in 4 Canadians are caregivers and 1 in 2 will become one. So it is necessary, but the status today isn't too good. Believe it or not, Elias, there's over 15,000 people just in Quebec that have already been approved for a first service of home care that are waiting, still on the wait list, over 15,000 people, and 50,000 that still have to be evaluated. So it is a dire situation that desperately has to be addressed because, let's face it, most people want to age at home in their own dignity, in their own place, and it's not that easy to get home care.
Well, I certainly know it from both of my parents. They wanted to stay at home till the very end. They didn't want to leave their home, so that's so important there. Now, Matt, I'm a bit skeptical because, all I hear about from the Quebec government is there's cuts. They got to tighten the belt. They got to reduce spending here. And then I hear about this program, and all it seems like to me is going to be a costly, expensive program. So should I be skeptical here? Just what should our listeners know about this announcement from the government?
I think our guards certainly have to be up. Just last week, I was with a client, Elias, and they said they were getting 20 hours a week from the CLSC. That was cut to 6 hours. It's a common theme we're getting, so they have to address it. Let's step back though and give some credit. Ministre Bélanger is recognizing this is a serious issue. They're recognizing that caregivers are important and will become even more important as our population ages. So kudos to them. Now let's see how they're going to be able to execute it, which is going to be important. They're injecting over $100 million into the system in different services. They're going to be improving wages to caregivers. You mentioned $21. Today it's $20.04 for a home care caregiver with the government. They claim they're going to enhance some technology. And most importantly, they want to improve the coordination of executing this work, which I think is crucial. I had a guest on my show just 2 weeks ago saying that over 50% of the cost is in bureaucracy, not in actual on the street with help. So let's hope that coordination can be improved. But we have to hold them to it too. Our guards need to be up.
So let me ask you, Matt, who among those who are listening right now, who's going to benefit from this? Who should be paying particular attention to these changes?
Okay, so I'll give you a couple of examples. First of all, again, there are a lot of caregivers out there, more than we actually realize. And most of the time, caregivers are kind of thrown into the role of caregiver. And Eliza, that firsthand, right? Mm-hmm. Most people are doing that. They're not getting paid. They're not formally trained. And they've got on their superhero cape saying, I could do this, until they reach a point where it becomes too much and overwhelmed, and burnout is a real thing. So know that there are already services in place. And I want to talk a little bit about this, what they call Chèque Emploi Service, which actually is a program that already exists, where the CLSC, after an evaluation, and it's hard to get that, but let's say you get it done, they will assign a certain amount of hours, and you are allowed to bring in your own caregiver. There's simply not enough labor out there in the CLSCs to provide the care, so the government's recognizing that. So you can hire your caregiver, and the government will pay that caregiver. $20.04 will be bumped up to $21, and they'll take care of the payroll and the benefits, fringe benefits, and so on. Nice program, but very bureaucratic, very difficult to execute. They're going to be putting more into that program, which is very encouraging. That's nice to hear that Chèque Emploi is being recognized as a program that's important and will need to continue to do so.
Now, if I qualify for that Chèque Emploi service and I can hire that help, Could I also then now, under these other changes, hire myself or have a family member take care of the loved one and get paid for it?
Right. That's the important question that still needs to be answered. Today, if you are living with the person you are taking care of, you will not qualify for chèque emploi. It could be a family member, but not living at that location where you're providing care services. There has been rumors that might change. Will it? I'm not sure, but that would be a very welcome change to the chèque emploi service, because let's face it, it's usually a spouse, it's usually an adult child living with a parent or a grandparent trying to take care of them, but today they can't get paid under chèque emploi. Let's hope that changes.
Can the case be made that this programs like this actually save the government money? Because I imagine the other option is going into CHSLDs, the seniors' homes, the other facilities, right? So is it actually cheaper if we pay for more home care from family members?
Oh, Elias, 100%. Because what happens now with burnout of caregivers and it's becoming overwhelmed, the go-to is you're calling in an ambulance and you're sending your loved one to the hospital. That is the most expensive way to take care of someone in the hospital. So this system will absolutely, in the long run, save money overall because they were going to be aging in place, taking care of loved ones in place instead of clogging up the system and these terrible waiting lists that we see all the time.
Matt, going to leave it there. I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Elias.
That's Matt Del Vecchio, owner of Premier Home Care and the host of CJAD 800's Life Unrehearsed.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years. And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.